hands, which ignites the belly, Buddha belly breathing. It inflates our ribs. It lifts our chest and our heart. And we already start to feel the calm. We had a blood pressure cuff. Continued breathing like this would see our blood pressure diminishing. Always a good place to start, no matter what the other things that our bodies are saying that they need. Every single part needs us to breathe to it. So wherever those parts were that you mentioned at the beginning of class, come into breathing and sending your breath there. Imagine it going there, not just to your belly and your ribs and your chest, but to the knee, to the hip, to the shoulder, to your neck. And to your minds. Because we all have too much dancing that's going on in our minds, probably right now. I like to think of it as a busy dance floor. It just seems a little more uplifting than, other things that they call the monkey mind or other things that they call our minds that just are so busy. Just try to come into a slower dance. Good, and then let's let our arms come out, palms are up, and let's lift and onto the balls of our feet as we lift just to our shoulders. Let's let our heart expand forward. So we curve into the back. And then come on down, flat-footed, and then turn your hands, palms backwards, and curl into yourself onto your heels now. Okay? And then coming back onto flat feet, open up palms and move to the balls of your feet and open up your heart. Little coordination here of our arms taking a little bit of a different perspective and our feet also getting into the neck here, getting into shoulders, following our breath and coordinating again our movements. Hands are back, we're on our heels, chin is at chest. Rising up to flat feet and then onto the balls as we lift our heart up. Pinkies reach for the sky, thumbs come down, and then we do the opposite. Just a different way of getting into cat and cow. Cat and cow has so many varieties, variations. Let's do 2 more sets, okay? And yeah, you're probably feeling the strengthening in the arms too, right? It takes a little bit for us to lift our weight of our arms and keep them here. Good. Let your feet come flat, let your hands come down, even though they feel really, really heavy right now. Let's go ahead and take some shoulder circles. Circling, either starting forward or starting back. Find your breath. Inhaling. Squeezing up, exhaling. Taking it back and around. Let's go ahead and reverse that. Pulling back, squeeze those shoulders, pop open that heart, lift them up and bring them down. Whichever way you're working the joints there in your shoulders. One more round in this direction. Oh, yeah. Good. Let's slide hands onto our thighs, towards our knees. Sit up straight and tall. Slide hands down your shins with a straight spine though, okay? So only come as far as you're making this little triangle shape here. The arms, right? The tops of your thighs, your spine. And then bring yourself back up. Straight spine, exhale, lengthen forward. Maybe hands creep down a little bit more, but only if you're able to maintain that straight spine, okay? Slide on forward, down your shins, straight spine, lengthen. Send yourself up. That's my inhale when I come up. Let's do 2 more, just floating downward, straight spine. Bringing ourselves back up. 1 more slide. And taking myself back up here. Let's do something for our knees that's just soothing. Let's go ahead and just take some strokes around our knees. Warming them up with our hands, okay, that healing touch, right? Maybe I need to move my torso a little bit so I can get far enough on to the lower part of my knee. And let's go back and reverse that. Good yawn, Shelley.
Huh?
That's a good yawn. That's good.
I'm so sorry.
It gets our breath going. I yawn a lot during especially my 6 to 7 a.m. class. Yeah. And now let's really do that kind of body forward and body back. So come into the thigh area, come down, and then bring yourself into the inner part of your legs. Bring them up and come forward here. So these just kind of bigger strokes on our legs, okay? With exhaling forward, maybe keeping that spine really straight. In order to do that, I've got to work into my center. And we've all taken this in the direction that felt right. Let's reverse that, okay? Reverse that direction. Still breathing. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling this in my core, right? Because I'm keeping that back straight. That takes work. And yet I'm still having this luscious little connection of my hands on my legs. 1 more round here. Oh, good. And then finding ourselves upright here. Let's let our chin drop towards our chest. When you do, let's take hands, cross them over, place them on top of your shoulders. See if you can massage there a bit, or at least squeeze, so that you're pulling that trapezius downward as your chin comes to your chest. I'm just taking my fingers into that trapezius a bit, trying to release that, because that's a big muscle that causes a lot of neck tension. So working those hands however you like, maybe little circles, maybe just pressing in or just holding tight, letting the shoulders pull away as your chin drops here. And then lift, keep your hands there, but lift your chin to neutral. That means it's really kind of at a parallel position to the ground. Can you bring those fingertips into that trapezius a little bit more, pulling down, and then let your eye gaze come up. Chin lifts just a bit. Keep pressing. Those might be like pressure points right now where you're thinking, ooh, yeah, I feel that. Pull down as you lift your chin upward. And then take your chin to neutral. Ooh, release those arms. Let's just let them fly. Inhale, touching into the backside of my hand or my wrist, and then floating them down. Finding whatever height is good for you. We might just be here. Take it into your flight, just like birds, right? They don't all fly the same. They don't have the same flutter pattern. And that's how these true birders, I don't know if any of you are out there. Cheryl may be more than others that I know of, but people that really can read the bird by the way their wings are flying and fluttering. So again, maybe this is our flutter right here. Let's work it to the feet now, onto the balls of the feet. When we flutter up, come on back down onto our heels, lift up and follow with your gaze too if you like. Bring it on down, come to those heels. And let's do 4 more stops. Just floating. Just fine. One more here for me. Chin and chest, and then just take it over to one shoulder. Nicely, no forcing. Let it come back to center. Exhale it down. Take it on over to the other side. Lift when you get to that shoulder. Lift the chin a bit. Come back into center. One more round here. Lift the chin. Take it back down. Finding your breath with this. Take yourself back into center. Take your hands over your head as you lift your gaze. Wherever hands land, and again, depends on our shoulders. We could be here, we could be anywhere in between. Take your hands and turn them so that the palms are up, okay? So we're here, or here, or here, or here. Find where that is. Lengthen wherever you are, okay? Go for where your shoulder says yes. And then take your self over to the side. Really good here for our side body. Lift, inhale. And you can switch away too. You can come down or you can lengthen those arms. You're going to get that side body stretch no matter how and where your arms are. Okay? Be kind though. Be kind to the bodies that you have. Honor them. To where they're ready to open up to, okay? When I come to the center, I'm inhaling and then I exhale when I come over. What have you chosen to do? Just be aware of that. And then bring yourself back into center. Release those arms. Send them on down. Nice. Sit in mountain and just take a few breaths here. Feeling a little bit of warmth now in our shoulders and our neck, trapezius area. It's real cold in this room today, so we're going to keep moving. Hand down onto the leg of the chair. The other arm reaches up your side body. Slide down, feel that nice opening. Half moon here. Take yourself back up, inhale. Take yourself down to the other side, hand comes up. Bring body all up. Take it on over. Slide it up. Take it down. One more set, take it over. And then bringing ourselves up, lift hands, palms up, bring them forward, press away. And take ourselves with knees still forward, and just take a look over one of your shoulders, pressing away through your hands and arms. Bring yourself back into center. And again, this will depend on your waist flexibility, on your arms. Take yourself back forward one more time each side. Engage myself over, feeling that in the waist area. Let arms float down. Let's fly like eagles. Inhale, lift. Exhale, one arm under the other. Coming here like we were before, right? Maybe feeling into those trapezius, or taking our arms, seeing where they find themselves connecting, right? So any of those options. Or eagle, lift. And exhale, bow to your right thigh. Bring those elbows into your right hip. Lift, back into center. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, take a bow to your opposite hip thigh. Using the neck here as well. Coming back to center, lift up. And now try to keep your feet flat. I just noticed that my leg wants to kick out when I come over. If I'm trying to press my energy into my feet, I'm going to maintain my knees forward. That's just a little extra. Inhale, lift, and let's take one more. Bringing it over, really coming into core strengthening here. And using those transverse abdominals. Bring yourself up. And exhale, one arm was under. Take a look, because we're going to reverse that. Bring your arms up first. And before we reverse, take some circles here. Working into strengthening those arms. Working into our triceps a bit here and our pecs. The more you engage through your fingers, the more you're going to feel this. That's only if you want that little edge, okay? And then reversing. And you can take those circles as big or small as you want. The idea here is strengthening. How can I strengthen and just hold my arms up? Because you're holding your arms up. You're holding weight with those arms. And any of you that want can always take weight into your hands for any of these exercises, okay? Go ahead now and take the opposite arm under. Coming into here. Pulling down. Or bringing your arms together. Find what works for you in this particular situation. Lifting elbows up and gaze, and then bringing the elbows down to one of your hips, towards your thigh. You come into a little bit of a tuck and a twist. And then bringing yourself forward and lifting up with an in-breath. Coming on, elbows tucking in. Rise on up in. Sorry, that's okay. Bring yourself back. Pick yourself up. And over. And back into center. Release those arms. Exhale. Take yourself here and come into goddess pose here. Take your legs on out, toes out, heels in. And let's just find ourselves raising one heel up and one sits bone up off the ground. And let's take our body over in that direction too. Okay. Just feeling more weight coming here. And then bringing ourselves back. Arms are going to stay kind of where they are. Lift the other heel off the ground. Take your body over here. Let yourself stretch in this direction. And bring yourself up. Foot comes down. Take arms like this, scarecrow arms or something. And then let's do the same thing. Lift off the heel. Come on over. Feel this in your waist. And inhale that. Heel comes down, heel lifts on the other side, take yourself over. Bring yourself up. Heel down. Anybody feeling this in your triceps? Take one arm up, the other one down. And this looks like some of those petroglyphs that are out there, right? Go ahead and lift up on one heel of the hand that's raised up and come over. Good. Come on down, heel down, switch arms, opposite up, lift that heel, come on over. And bring ourselves down, foot down, both arms up, take them out, let them come down, exhale slowly down. You're feeling that just a little bit. Bend it to one arm and place that forearm on a thigh, okay, on the same thigh as that. Leg, arm here at your hip or on your shoulder, lifting elbow if that works for you, or taking arm all the way up. Those are options depending on people's shoulders. You guys do not want to overdo on any of our joints, okay? They will tell you and they don't like it. Then take this upper arm, if it's up, and just bend it so that it rests on your head. Okay, so kind of dangling there. Getting a little more of a side body stretch. And then bringing yourself up to center. Take 2 breaths here. And we're trying to keep our feet solid on the ground so that our knees aren't going in, right? Because that's what they want to do. This is less work, right? If I just do this, sitting up straight and tall and keeping my knees out the direction of my feet is more work. Okay. All right, so let's come on to this opposite side with my forearm. The other hand comes to hip or to armpit or to shoulder. Okay. And then just lift that elbow up to where it feels like it wants to go, or lift the arm up. Find that lengthening. Remembering your breath. Remember. You want, you can let that upper arm just collapse and feel like it's just resting on your head, but not pushing down, okay? Just allowing a little more of that side body to become active. And then lifting. Let our hand come down. Let our body lift up. And let's find a little twist. But let's let our legs heel in. So we're coming to the inside of our feet, all right? So our knees are more forward now, right? But the feet are still out. We'll just do a little twist here, okay, for the upper body. I'm gonna go ahead and cross my hand to the opposite thigh, take my hand on the chair, anywhere it feels right, okay? Pressing down, lifting up, and taking a little twist here with this little bit of external rotation in my hips. And then slowly with a long spine, try to be longer when you come out of the twist, not shorter, okay? And then let's take it to the opposite side, hand behind me, lift. Wasn't this snow a surprise for me? It was. Did you get a lot, Shel, out where you are?
Mm-hmm. Well,
Not a lot, but this amount.
Yeah. Everything was covered and then,
Nice.
then the wind came.
Being longer, yep, the wind, hey, but we need the wind, right? I know people don't like the wind, it's probably their least favorite element. Bring your, but we need wind, that's our air, right? That's our breath, that's what spreads the seeds, even the weeds, but yeah, does that. And it helps to cleanse, right? Yeah.
Especially if it's not just all dirt.
What's that?
Especially if it's not all dirt.
Right.
It was snow blowing
Yeah, oh.
off the
pretty.
roofs, off the trees.
That's pretty.
It was pretty.
Yeah, that's nice. I'd like to see a little more of that this year. All right, we're still in this goddess pose here. Let's do some goddess lifts. Inhale, lift. To your shoulders capability, pull on down, exhale, open up your heart here. Heart-filled goddess. And then bring your spine to straight, lift your arms, take them down, exhale, rolling those elbows back. It is today International Women's Day, is that what you said? Yeah, Shelley, lift on up, sent me this really beautiful image today. It was, how do you say it, Shell?
There's H-E-R or her in every hero.
Yes, rise and up. There's the H-E-R, her, in every hero. I love that. That was a really nice way to start my day. Lift on up. One more
Happy
time.
International Women's Day.
Happy International Women's Day. We're all a part of it. And you know, not all women, but I think if women, go ahead and put your hands down, were in charge, we wouldn't be in the situation we are today. You know, let's go ahead and walk those feet in so that they're parallel to
And
one
I sent
another.
that out to all the Ukrainian women who
Oh,
God only knows what they're
yeah. The mothers, the grandmothers.
making choices that are hard.
Mm.
Not hard, they're impossible.
Yeah. And sadly, not being able to make their own choices about things.
Right.
Let's go ahead and take one leg and make a figure 4 here. So we can work into our pigeon pose, feeling that in this outside part of your hip. Only doing this if it's okay for your knee and your hip. Otherwise, we slide it down and we take a block, and I forgot blocks today, sorry you guys. So here we are, sitting up straight and tall. Let's slide, same hand as the upper leg down, and kind of hook our elbow crease kind of by where our knee is there. Hold on to the top of your shin. Press your foot down into the ground that's grounded, flex into the other one. And then just take your other hand behind you onto your hip. Come into a nice twist here. Lengthen that spine. Feel this in your hip. Take another big breath here. Keep your length and unwind, okay? That's hard to do. Keep your length pulling out here. Let's slide in the other direction. Hand to knee, opposite hand to knee, and hand behind you. Let's take that twist. Flexing into our upper foot. Good. And then bringing yourself back. So if this feels good, Lori, you should be doing this. If it doesn't feel good for some reason, you know not to, right? But it might be a good stretch for your hip, okay? All right, and then let's go ahead, if you want, bring yourself forward, holding on to that shin. Let your body weight come, and you may increase that sensation in your hip there. If you want, take your hands and cross them and let your head come down. Open up that back side of your neck too, and just let your body weight come forward here. Maintaining a flexed foot if that feels all right, if that's just going to add more sensation there. And this chin to chest opens up the back of the neck. I know it's hard to breathe here. Give one more big deep breath here. Lift your head up. Take your hands back to your shin and lift your body up. Let's go ahead and release that figure 4 and take knees in, take them out. Do a little bit of the Charleston here if you want. So I'm just coming in and out from the instep to the outstep of my foot, and my knees are coming in and out, and I'm coordinating that with my hands. Charleston, that always looks so fun, that dance. In those dresses that had all the fringe.
We went saw Anastasia that Pope Joyce.
Oh, really? Was that set back in that time
Well,
frame?
no, it's actually during the Russian Revolution, like the 1900s, but they had some of the costumes and they did some of the
Oh,
Charleston dance.
neat,
It was
beautiful.
gorgeous. It really was beautiful.
Yeah, that sounds really lovely. I love those productions.
Yes.
At Pope Joy is what Pam's talking about. She went to see Anastasia. Is that it? So I'm taking some circles with my ankle, and you guys can see that, and I didn't say it, but, and then we'll do the other side, but I wanna just get some ankle rotations in there with this cold weather. We gotta keep our joints happy, right? And actually, I'm glad it got cold again. I was thinking it was just too early for 70-degree weather. It's gonna come fast enough. And then go ahead and set that foot down. All right, if you can remember the opposite leg, go ahead and lift it up. Let's see. It's this one for me. Yes, yes.
I was gonna tell you.
Thank you. I'm glad I've got you to help me out there, Shell. So figure 4, right? Here we are. And just sitting like this through this whole entire thing, you don't have to go any farther, do any of the other variations, but you're still getting into this hip, especially if you got that foot flexed, okay? So you guys just decide how you want to carry through with this, right? Right now we have a really elongated spine though, so feel your sits bones trying to be even on the chin. This other foot really well grounded. And I'm going to take my arm of the same leg and just hook it by my knee if your anatomy does that. The other hand comes down onto your thigh, and then take it behind you if you like into a twist with a long spine. Find that long spine first, and then come into your twist. One shoulder pulling back, the other pulling forward. And slowly keep your length, keep the length, keep the length, and bring yourself out of that. And let's take it in the opposite way. Hand behind you, other one grabs onto something, have leverage, lengthen, and then take yourself on back. Slowly with length in the spine, keep that length, unwind, 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 bring yourself forward. If you want to go to this next step, we let our torso come forward, we stacked our hands or crossed and held on, and then we let our neck open up and our shoulders pull down and just resting ourselves on that upper leg. With some breaths that I know are a little bit stifled there. All right, breathe your head up. Bring yourself back. Sitting up straight and tall, release that leg. Let the knees come in and the feet come out. And then open up in the opposite way onto the outside of our feet. Bring them into the inside. Take them on out. One more time. And we're going to do a little bit of strengthening here for arms and legs. Take your legs out here, toes are outward, heels are in. We're going to take our arms, right? I'm going to pull in here as I push out here, okay? Let's go ahead and do some isometric there. Go ahead, make sure you still breathe, make sure you still maintain a nice long spine. You can fake being totally out and be doing nothing, or you can press your feet into the ground. You can connect with your muscles and your bones and your legs and your glutes and your arms and your core, right? Everything sending energy into the palm of your hand and into the outside part of your knee, connecting there isometrically. Press down, press in, and release. let the legs go, a little bit of wobbly wobbly. For me, that just increases my pulse and my heart rate. So we get a little bit of that too with all of that gusto. Let's do it again on the inside again. Fake me out or do it. Hands here. So I'm gonna press here with my hands. I'm gonna pull in with my knees. So I'm getting a little bit of different action in my legs and in my arms, okay? Just maintain straightness in my spine. I keep pressing out. Maybe feeling this a little bit more in my tricep than I did earlier.
And the pelvic floor.
And your pelvic floor.
I'm sorry.
So important, yes.
True.
It's that whole enchilada, you know? There's a restaurant called that over in the Corrales Center. I've not eaten there. Have you, Shelley?
No.
But I saw it, you know, I felt bad the other day. It was open and nobody was there. It's like, okay, I guess I should try that. I just don't eat that much though, heavy Mexican food anymore. Keep pressing, but maybe they got something on the menu and I could at least go support them. Press, 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 pull, 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 press down and release.
Did you eat there when it was the Mediterranean?
Never did. Go ahead and bring your feet in. I know the Thai kitchen's right next door, and that's one of our favorite places. Yeah, one of my students owns that. He was my student. He's like 45 years old now. But let's go ahead and take one leg in, centered. Let's cross over. His name, his official long name is Bet Nai, and that is X something, 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 but he goes by Art in this world, yeah. But he's, I've seen him, you know, like I said, grow up.
Aww.
Yeah. Let's go ahead from here, take our arms out, and let's just go back and forth here a little bit. So he came in as a ninth grader in my health class. He had just not been here too long. And everybody leaves, class is over, the bell rings. And go and let your arms come down. And then reverse that, put down, cross over. And he's still sitting there in his chair. So I go over and I said, are you okay? I said, you can leave if you want. And he said, well, in his country, they always had to wait until the teacher, you know, said it was okay to get up and leave.
Oh.
And then I asked him, I said, are you Thai? And he looked at me with the biggest eyes and he said, yes. How did you know? Because, you know, at West Mesa, I was teaching there and he stuck out like a sore thumb. And anybody that doesn't know, and you know, a lot of people don't, right? Everybody says, oh, are you Chinese? Chinese. People just say Chinese, you know, when anybody has Asian eyes. And so I think that bonded us from the beginning there. He started inviting me to his house, you know, his mom would make me food, and so we've been buddies ever since. So, all right, let's go ahead and do a little bit of warrior here. And so I'm gonna turn myself to the side, and this leg can stay just here, all right? Or I can take it down, or I can take it out. You decide, all right, how you want that to go. And sorry, you guys, I don't have the blocks. So you go run and get blocks, you okay?
I'm good.
All right.
Well, I don't know how Pam is.
Pam, you all right? Would you like a block?
No, I'm good.
Okay, all right, so if your leg's extended, you're gonna feel it in a little different way than if it's bent. If it's bent, that's great. You're gonna feel it in a different way than if it's extended.
Oh.
So you choose either way, okay? Just don't cramp up in any position. All right, so we're gonna go into warrior one here. We're gonna face the same direction as our chest area, lifting arms up to here, or wherever your arms go, okay? Lifting, looking up and then exhale, turning myself now towards you guys. And then bring myself over, bend my elbow, take it to my thigh, take this arm up or to here. And I'm coming into this lengthening, and then I'm gonna make 2 circles forward and 2 back, and I can do that with just like this, okay, with my hand on my shoulder. And the reason I'm giving those adaptations is because, you know, sometimes it's coming back, on up, Our shoulders don't want to do those big circles, right? So it's okay. Now we're here, right? Let's take the same arm as the leg, take it down. The other arm can stay up or on your shoulder and just offer your heart up. And then take your arms back to shoulders, to here, to here, to here, wherever they go. And then the same hand as the leg that's behind you crosses to your thigh in front of you. You got it. The other hand comes behind you. Press down into thigh, press down into chair, offer heart. And then bring yourself back. Arms come down and to your back, interlace, coming into our reversing of our warrior, heart up, shoulders squeezing down and back, softening warrior, and then bring myself up, keeping hands here, or you can release them to your legs. We're going to just take our bodies down just a bit here. Okay, so your spine is straight. Any of you that want to go farther, you can by taking your head and bowing it down lower than your heart, releasing the back of your neck, only if that is comfortable for you and you feel stable. Humble warrior. Lift on up slowly, especially when we had our head lower than our heart. Arms come out here, they come out here, they come up here, they come here, wherever feels right, and then take them down, exhale. And then let's go ahead and just come to the center for a moment, and then we'll go ahead and switch that out, okay? So let's rise up into the balls of our feet and then take it down. Inhale, lift. Exhale. Rise up. Take it down. One more time. Rise up and down. Good. Let's go ahead to the other side now. And so from here, we've got one leg draped over the side of our chair. The other leg is either bent, just like this, or we can send it into length. And just find your comfort level there, okay? Bent or long. And then the arms reach forward, or they reach out, or they reach up. You guys, there's all ways to lift those arms, okay? Everyone has benefit. So lifting them to wherever is right for you. Really lengthen here. And then exhale, take your hand of the leg that's behind you, let it come back. The other arm stays forward, or take it onto the chair and bring your heart up. When you use the chair, it's going to lever you up a little bit more, so your heart can be more exposed. And then bring yourself up, both arms forward, side, or all the way up, somewhere in between. And then take your arms out so that they're to the side and your body turns back. Yes, towards me. And then bend into this forward arm, right? Place the forearm on your thigh. Hand is here, or you can work it on up so that you're moving your shoulder, or you're moving your arm 2 times in one direction and 2 times in the other. Good. And then rise on up, arms are out. And now we take our shoulders and body back towards that side leg. Arms lift to wherever you're taking them. And now take your, let's see, we did this. Take your hand behind you, same hand as the leg that's to the side, and lift on up. Your arm can stay lifted, or it can stay on your shoulder, or you can put both hands behind you and come into this expressive, exalted warrior. And then rising up, interlace those hands, press down, squeeze shoulders, and start to let yourself come down. With a flat spine, you may be just really at a high angle. That's perfect. You may come down with shoulders by your knee, still straight spine. Or you may allow your hands to come to your hips and your head come down and shoulders follow. Okay. Yeah, good. Slowly lifting our heads up, hands and our hips, helping us to come up nice and straight, releasing hands to here or open up to the side, bring them into V, whatever feels right, offer heart, look up, and hands come down. Warrior One series, come on back into center. Good. All right, let's do a little bit for those knees, Sherry. Pick up your foot and let's extend but not hyperextend. I want to bend in that knee still, okay? Because I hyperextended mine last week and I'm still working on getting that out. And let's go ahead and take some circles here. So we're going to get some lubrication into those knees. We can't help but get some into our hip when we do this too. And because we're lifting our foot up, you're getting something in this lower core area. You can do it no-handed or your hands can be on the chair. Let's go ahead and take the circles in the opposite direction. Maintaining that straight spine is not easy here. And so that's what takes core, and that's why we got that chair to press into as well. Whew. And let that foot come down. And I don't know about you. Yep, I felt it right in here. Shelly's massaging that part right now. But
Feel the
it
burn.
right in here, feeling that burn. That's right. So simple things you can do seated, right? When you're watching TV, doing whatever. Let's go ahead and begin this little movement, right? Going around. And again, Sherry, just make sure whatever we're doing is okay for your needs, right? Doesn't feel good to do this, then don't. Or only go into certain degree of your circling. Let's go ahead and come around the opposite way. Still trying to stay straight in that spine. I know it's hard. That's why the chair's there. Pressing down will lift our spine and keep us connected there. And we're also working into this big quadricep muscle. We'll let that foot come down. You feel that? Go ahead and take your hands and just rub into the outer part and the inner part of our thighs. And then let's take one shoulder up and bring it back. Take the other one up. Take it back. Now reverse. One comes up forward, take it down. Other one up forward, and take it down. Good. All right. Sitting up straight and tall. You're right, Shell. Come into our breath. Let's grace our spines one more time with a set of cow and cat. Go ahead and open up cow. Bring yourself into yourself. Cat. You can rock with that if you want, lifting up to the balls of your feet, opening heart. Or taking your feet and keeping them flat. When you come into cat, you come onto heels, rocking cat and cow. One more set. Sitting up. Let's take one hand to this chair. Come on over again. Take a lateral stretch. Bring yourself up. Again, how often, and hand can just stay here on the shoulder. Do you find yourself seated where you could open up that side body? Right? Even on the toilet, you can do this. Okay. Yeah, I do. Yeah. And if any of you have, issues with making sure you have really good evacuations, or whatever I want to call it, any kind of movement that you do seated on there will really help. And then they have those little squatty potties too, where there's like a step where your feet are up a little higher, and that just is a little more anatomically correct for those situations. So here we are. Let's just do a few at the end here. Hand salutations. Hands are up and bring them to your heart. Bow down. Inhale, lift to wherever that is. Open, express, and exhale, hands to your side. Palms up. To wherever. Bring them back into center. Exhale down. One more time. Lift to wherever that is for you. Big breath. Exhale down and take that chin to your chest. Getting into that neck a couple more times here. Lift. And exhale, bow into center, into self. Thank you, each and every one of you, for being here today. One of these days, maybe we'll get you guys back in here for those in-person classes. But I know it's really convenient for you to be there. I know I was there too, just 2 minutes before, get my mat out, and there I am. But anytime, you guys are welcome back here. Thank you too for coming here. And that's the nice thing about this, because it fits people's preferences, you know. Some people don't want to do Zoom. Some people are really attached to it. So, and one thing I guess we can thank COVID for, right, is this opportunity to meet and greet each other in this way. So from my heart to yours, thank you for your presence. And